Introducing a new party. We live stream Monday through Thursday 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I know you were at the trial too. If you kind of want to chime in now and give your thoughts, on how this week went, what you saw, what you heard, everything that Myron's been sharing with us. He's been sharing a
Yeah,
wealth of information that's been great. Thank you, Myron,
yeah,
for that.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I appreciate his information. I don't
Okay.
know if I would call it the biggest case because it's not. It's actually quite small. It's too small. It's a RICO.
Yeah, you're not
It's a
credible.
RICO.
You're not credible.
See, there you go.
You're not
There
credible.
you go.
Because you're coming in here making
No, I'm
nonsensical
not
statements.
making
There's six
nonsensical
AUSAs on the case.
anything.
Okay, here's the thing.
Now you're
Okay. Jaguar, I definitely, absolutely want you to respond. You're invited speaker, and we want to hear your perspective. You're going to have the floor. Myron, just try to speak one at a time.
Okay, so this is by far one of the biggest cases in recent history. And on top of that, even the marshals that are there, people that I'm talking to are saying this is the biggest case. This is almost the same turnout when Trump had his case. So, for her to sit here and say, "Oh, this is actually small," when she has no credibility, never investigated a case in her life, she's in the courtroom just
That's
yapping.
not
She
what
don't know
I
what she's talking
said.
about. It's wild.
Well,
And then the fact that she tries to write me off as like some manosphere guy when I have a way bigger
well,
platform than her and
Myron,
actually know what I'm talking about is crazy.
well, let's hear her response. I think she was giving a dip. I think I know what Jaguar was trying to say, but go ahead, Jaguar.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to wait for this person who doesn't know how to let someone finish a sentence speak because he's more worried about his credibility and his large platform.
Prove me wrong, Aunt Jemima. Prove me
See,
wrong.
now you're calling me out of my name.
All right, Myron, come on,
No,
man.
no, no,
That
no,
was
please
wrong.
let him go. No, let him
No, you
go.
got to roast
No,
retard sometimes.
let,
Sometimes you
you
really
have to
do.
do
I don't
what?
even know why this bitch is in here. She should be
Guys,
Wow.
in the
but we're
kitchen,
Ooh, did
making,
you just,
honestly.
hey guys, we're making ad hominem attacks, Myron, and we're not going to have that. I want to hear the debate on the facts. I mean, I'm a lawyer. I'm a trial lawyer. Deal with this for 20 years on evidence, and I know, Myron, you're familiar with it. I want to let Jaguar respond, and we don't want to have ad hominem attacks because it defeats the whole purpose of what we're discussing. So go ahead, Jaguar.
what I'm going to do is let this guy live his little big moment because that's what he wants. He wants a moment. You and every other YouTuber in that courtroom making mockeries of this trial, you should be ashamed of yourself. But thank you for showing yourself.
All right, Aunt Jemima. Nobody
No one
knows you
called
outside
you
of a fucking
outside of your
pancake
name.
box.
I
All
mean, if I
right.
All right, guys, listen, Myron, dude, just keep it to the facts, man. I want to hear what you have to say.
I'm telling her to prove me
when
wrong. I'm
someone
inviting her to
starts
prove me
when
wrong.
someone starts attacking you for absolutely no reason at all, calling you out of your name for absolutely no reason at all, that's a problem. Big
All
problem.
right, prove me wrong then.
No,
Prove
no.
me
How
wrong.
about you prove everybody wrong about how you set up Kevin Samuels? How about you do that?
Nice
No, it's
deflections
not a
from not wanting to
deflection.
talk about the
It's not a
facts.
deflection. And that's rich coming from a skilled
What does
disinformation.
Kevin Samuels have to do
It's
with this
it's
case?
it's very once again, it has everything to do with your character. Your
Excuse me?
character. You lack character, sir.
How do I lack character, Aunt
Well,
Jemima? Please
once
tell me.
again, you're calling me out of my name.
All right, you guys, we're not here to call each other names. We're talking about a sex trafficking trial, and we're
Yeah,
trying to expose pedophiles and sex traffickers because we're trying to save children. So we need to
I
stop
agree.
with the ad hominem attacks. We need to stop with the name calling, and if you don't, you're going to get kicked out of here. All right, Jaguar, please continue.
What I was
Well, she started
oh,
with me,
see, here
man.
we go. Here we go. Misogyny 101. She said my name and you spoke?
Yeah, I kicked him out. Okay, go on. Moving on. I'm not going to put up with this bullshit. Like, this
Sorry,
trial is too
Liz. No,
important, and there's too much important information that needs to come out. So,
this is what
Jaguar,
I want to do. I'm going to
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Good evening. Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
I'm a vegan weed.
And I'm Enzo.
I'm skeptic.
And tonight on the new party, we have Vegan Weed back with us. And we also are taking calls 407-602-8114. We are streaming on Kamal, the Shadow Bands network. So if you guys are used to calling up on his show, you guys can call in as well, 407-602-8114. And tonight, I think I'm making the biggest swing yet. I'm talking once again about Myron Gaines, Fresh and Fraud. Why are they really friends with Kevin Samuels before his shocking death? This is the 3-year anniversary for Kevin Samuels' death, so we have to pay homage to the originator of the manosphere, High Value Man. So it would be remiss if we don't talk about it. But what triggered this for me was that clip I played. Jaguar, right? She's a truth teller. I really like her. Some people don't, but I really respect her because she has been brave. So for him to disrespect her and call her Aunt Jemima was shocking to me. But what was more shocking was her response when she said, "You set Kevin Samuels up." And I'm like, I thought they were friends because he talks like they were besties. Then I talked to Kamal and I'm like, Kamal, what is this I hear? Because Kamal's been doing this for a while. And Kamal was like, you ain't hear? They had beef. So I had to look into it. So thank you to Kamal for that tip. And that's what inspired this show tonight. Gray, were you a fan of the red pill Kevin Samuels? What's your thoughts on him, the high value man himself?
I wasn't necessarily a fan. I mean, I got on Kevin Samuels probably around the same time everybody else got on Kevin Samuels. I know he had a bunch of accusations that he was homosexual. He was very, metrosexual or whatever. He had a lot of opinions on women. So, I mean, it was interesting, like some of the content and seeing somebody tell women some things that might be uncomfortable. But no, I wasn't like a big fan.
Kamal, did you like him? I mean, he talked about men too. Do you think that it was helpful dating tips? Were you a fan?
First of all, I had to cover my mouth because who's the Zach Briggs, bro? He out here killing the chat already. God damn.
Oh, that's Gray's best buddy. Yeah. Shout out to him because he be giving us super chats. And the super chats and super stickers are open too.
All right, shout out to you, bro, because damn. Oh, second of all, yeah, I was a fan of Kevin Samuels. That motherfucker was a comedian. Comedy Central. Yeah, I used to watch that show religiously. I'm like, damn, he clowning men, he clowning women, he don't give a flying F. And we know that he really started getting big when he started clowning the women, but he was clowning men too, though. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So, RP to Kevin Samuels, and then yeah, they weren't really friends. You know what I mean? Like Kevin Samuels went on the Fresh and Fit show, and then that's when Fit started to propel, right? And then I didn't know about the whole money shit with Kevin Samuels. I knew that Fresh and Fit, they would start calling this nigga gay and shit. Like, oh, he gay on women, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this shit coming out of left field. But I didn't know that they owed him money and wasn't paying them money. So that was new news to me. But yeah, man, like A lot of people, a lot of people in the red pill and manosphere, man, they phony as fuck. They don't like each other. They don't. They don't.
Mm-hmm.
They just Kai and he and get their numbers up. Then once they get their numbers up, they're like, all right, I ain't trying to mess with y'all from just pearly things to fresh and fit.
She's a woman. Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of calling him fresh and fit. First of all,
I call him fresh and fraud.
nah, fresh, bro, he non-existent. Like, bro, we don't need bro out the bitch.
Yo, do you want to know something funny? He streams and he barely gets like 5,000 views when he streams alone.
Who wants to listen to bro talk, bro? I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear that shit. And then we got the goddamn Camel Warrior himself. Look, y'all need to stop taking goddamn Myron the Fed game serious. He come on there to trouble.
What did I tell you, Enzo? And we're going to talk about that tonight. What did I tell you? Do y'all know that before Andrew Tate got arrested, he spent a month out there with him in Romania? I'm going to just put that out there.
He spent a month out there in Romania with Andrew Tate, and then Andrew Tate got arrested?
That was in what, like
2021, around COVID time. Enzo, one thing I got to say about you, because I go to your lives, you be giving it to men the most. And a lot of these red pill guys, they don't got that bravado when it comes to men. It's only with women. What do you think of Kevin Samuels? Were you a fan? I might have been a little before your time. What do you think?
So I don't really know much about him. I haven't seen really anything that he's been on. But when it comes down to like that red pill and everything like that, I gotta look into him more. I mean, him going after men and everything like that too. Like, yeah, that's perfectly great. I mean, I think when it comes down to the red pill movement, men should be holding more men accountable than women, than anything. And I do that all the time. Like you said, in my lives, like I give it to men the most because I was raised majority by my mother at the end of the day, and my grandmother. So I'm going to look after women the most and call out the guys that are just straight up disrespectful to women. Because I mean, I look at men that go at women like that a woman broke your heart or did something terrible to you in life and you got mommy issues, you're just going to give it to every woman because you're internally weak. Like, you can be the most jacked physique dude in the world, but you speak to a woman like that, I'm just going to look at you and be like, you are the weakest man alive. Like, I don't care. Like, please stop. Go get some help. Therapy's not that much. You go talk to somebody. Take out your issues the right way. Taking out on somebody who's weaker than you, I think it's just foolish. So I don't really play into the whole red pill movement. I mean, there's some people in that industry, whatever we want to call it, that I used to listen to. Like, I used to listen to Andrew Tate, but I never took what he said about women seriously. I mean, when you talk about like business or you talk about being
Getting
like a
rich.
self-starter, yeah, like that's what I look at. Like, I respect his brother Tristan a little bit more because he's not a straight up misogynist.
But I heard he's the worst of the two, believe it.
Oh yeah, he's the brains. He's the brains behind the whole operation.
Yep.
He's 100% smarter than Tristan. I'm sorry.
Shout out to Zach. He's Gray's best buddy. The manosphere thing came off kind of lame to me, like a group of sassy mother effers who never got play growing up. Skeptic, we never really talked about the manosphere with you on here. What's your thoughts? What do you think of it? And what do you think of Kevin Samuels?
So I looked into Kevin Samuels. I find the manosphere to be interesting. And at one point I dabbled into knowing Fresh and Fit and Kevin Samuels just because it's so intriguing. I feel like they were a fad that came and went. But I do think that Kevin Samuels had maybe more legitimacy when it came to authenticity. He was kind of honest. Like, he was from a single parent home. He said that, and had been divorced before. Like, he kind of put his truth out there, and then offered himself as a guide to help you get dates. When Fresh and Fit, to me, just wanted to take advantage of single men who maybe didn't have game and try to teach them in a very wrong way, like the way that they would bring these women in. And I feel like I caught on pretty early on the type of women that they were speaking to were women that they were finding in these websites. And so it was bad. Like, they were representing women in a certain way. That doesn't represent all women. You're talking about one category of women, and that's the only women that you bring on your platform, which was so weird to me. And they never had educated women that actually worked hard, didn't have to do anything or like sell anything, to get to where they were. So I think Fresh and Fit always seemed very fake to me. And I mean, Kevin Samuels, I kind of similar, but in a different way, I feel like.
I agree. Skeptic, we got a red pill guy. You can go on the man cave if you want to explore more. I'm just kidding.
I am like
The
Uh,
place.
I am like not what red pill guys would like. I actually will sometimes go on TikTok lives. What's interesting to me is that the men that bark the loudest tend to be the ones with more failed relationships. And I'm like, how are you out here giving this advice? Like, why don't you
where's
go talk
my
to someone who's
sound?
been married for 20 years? They should give you some advice because they tend to be the most like understanding men.
What? Yeah, where's my sounds? Let's go. Laugh and applause at that. Skeptic was on point with that. So guys, I actually do have some clips of Kevin Samuels in honor of him. We'll honor him first before we get into the dragon for the night. This is a clip with him talking. I have a clip of him talking about men because not many people knew he went on men. So I wanted to show that.
You living an interesting life. I mean, you're 34 working in the warehouse. What are you doing that's interesting?
I mean, I like to work out.
Okay.
I mean, I like to go out, places and visit places and stuff.
Okay.
I
What
don't
are you doing that's interesting?
see. I didn't have none of that when I was a kid, man. I didn't go to my proms and nothing like that.
And at 34 years old, that's your responsibility to address. It's nobody's concern but your own. No one cares what you did not have.
Our sales manager contacted me and said, "Hey, we're gonna need
your problems." That's it. I didn't have a father. That's my problem. Everybody got something. How tall are you?
I'm only 5'5". Just turned.
What kind of shape are you in?
I'm overweight. Working on it right now.
Okay. You got two struggles already. You can't be short and fat.
Yeah.
2 strikes. You got to pick a struggle. How much? About how much do you make a year?
40,000.
And how old are you? Well, almost 40. So you're underemployed too.
Yeah.
All right, bro. So short. Don't have to worry about that. But your weight and your money fuck with your confidence.
Oh.
Why would the female of the species want to take your genes and put them into the next generation?
Correct.
Short, I mean you're fat, underemployed, and unambitious. Should males like that in the animal world be able to mate?
No.
At 38 years old, is this where you thought you'd be in life?
No.
And what are you doing about it?
Working out.
No, you ain't working out. You're fat.
That's true.
See, this is why I have these conversations, because a lot of this stuff gets lost in the sauce when women start talking about women and these red pills and all this other kind of stuff. This ain't got nothing to do with women. See, at 5'5", you should be in shape for you. You.
Woo! That was a nice
That was
fun break
great.
before we drag tonight. Kamal, did you knew he went after men before this?
Yeah, I knew. I already knew. Hell, when he was like, on the like, some would say at his top, he was still going after men because some men would call in and he'd be clowning their ass. So he started out going after men and shit like that. But I mean, shit, if you start recognizing that you get numbers and stuff by going after women too, I mean, you're gonna start picking that up. You feel me? So, and like less men start actually calling in, more women start calling in. So,
Yeah. And in all fairness, guys, another thing, Enzo, he was going after men first for years and he didn't get the attention he got till he went after women. Do you think that is why red pill men decide to go after women so much? Because they wouldn't get the same attention just focusing on men?
Yeah, they probably wouldn't get the same attention, but then they're just acting like somebody who they're not, just for clout, just for money, just for views. That's what I see that as. I mean, if you're gonna start off going after men, keep doing that. Hold men accountable. You're a man at the end of the day. Why are we gonna hold women accountable? What do we have to do with them? They want to live their lives the way they live their lives. Have red pill women. Let them do that. Like, why are we gonna say what a woman should be doing or controlling anything what a woman's doing? Like I said, I when it all boils down to that, a man controlling a woman, I'm sorry, you look weak. That's that's what I'm just gonna keep that as. Never, I'm not that type of person. I don't like those type of people around my circle. Men need to hold men accountable because as we see in society, there's too many dudes like that running around, running amok, making bad names for like actual decent guys in the world. And I think it's terrible.
Skeptic, are there any women that really hold women accountable? Because that's the whole thing. And I agree with that respect that women do need to hold more women accountable, but they take it overkill. And it's like, but women should, not men. You know what I mean? Like, what are your thoughts on that? That's the part of their whole grift that they feel like we don't hold women accountable.
Yeah, I think it's like, the conversations you have in the house are different than the conversations you have in public. And so I feel like women should have a good sisterhood around them. Like I have close girls that are, I lived a different reality. I got married really young. I was married in college. So I saw my friends go through things and I could give them advice as a married woman. Like, what are you doing? This is going to negatively impact you. Then whenever my girlfriend started getting, engaged, I could give advice. And so my friend group were very honest. I keep them accountable and like I call them out on their BS. Like, because women can sometimes, we're so nice. We have been like, society teaches us to be very nice to each other, but inside
Sure.
of an intimate group, you should have those women that hold you accountable. It's kind of like you have to find your tribe with women. And I feel like a lot of the time, the more successful women are, I have friends that are very successful women. They tend to be a little bit more difficult to get through. They're kind of hard headed. But like with time, like one of my most successful friends now is engaged and very happy for her. But it kind of took some time for her to learn, like guys aren't going to take that. Why does a guy have to commit? Like, well, he's insecure that he doesn't want me to do certain things. Well, you're insecure that you want him to be your boyfriend. So like we would have these conversations. I feel like women should have these conversations with other women and men should have those conversations with other men.
Facts. Gray, what do you think about what she said? Do you think that women do hold women accountable enough, or do you believe that there's space to be held more accountable?
I think it depends on the situation. Sometimes you got that toxic home girl that just want to end the relationship. Like, no, girl, don't deal with that. He's horrible. He's that. Sometimes you have that situation. Then sometimes, like Skeptic said, she was the married friend. The married friend is going to give better advice because she's not out there single. So it's kind of really what situation the person is in. I think it's also the same thing with the men. Like how Enzo said, if someone had a failed relationship, they go look at women worse than someone that's been married for 40 years. So depending on the person, the type of people they dealt with is probably going to be like the type of advice they get. But specifically for that clip, I don't think that's productive the way that Kevin Samuels berated the guy. I mean, like if it was real psychology, I think it's a better way to present that. But I know it's good for views.
Okay. So you don't like his delivery at all with men or women, or just with the men?
I understand Kevin Samuels is giving hard advice, but I just feel like it probably affects people's self esteem. To tell somebody you're fat, or you're short, and you're poor, and you're old. Like that's not productive at all. It's just like I should give him some kind of solutions. Like, okay, you call me, and then now like help you in some type of way.
Okay. Well, I got this one clip before we get into the meat of this. This guy said the red pill ruined his life and he confronted Fresh and Fraud. I mean, Myron Gaines. Let me play this.
That is, I've watched almost every single podcast you ever did for about a year and a half. So much so that I bought into a lot of the things that you said. And for about 2 years, it led me astray and significantly damaged my personal life, including relationships.
How did it lead you astray?
Well, you told me to go sleep with a bunch of women and date multiple women at the same time, which I did. And it significantly damaged my life. And it wasn't until I actually turned around and started listening to Jesus Christ that I was saved.
Yes.
Now I'm happily married. I have one child now with another one on the way, and I've never felt happier. But I felt.
Congratulations, that's good. That's really
Thank
good.
you, thank you. And I know you're not against that, but my concern is what you're saying to men leads them astray because I'm a walking example of it. And I think you're significantly damaging people, and especially you're leading people away from morality. Women are not sex objects. Women are created in the
Yes.
image of God, and they are valuable. And they should be treated as such. Why should God give you one of his children if you don't even know how to treat them? So I think.
So Jesus is king. A man finds a good thing when he finds a wife. So shouts out to him. And I think my problem with a lot of this red pill is they replace morality, like they said. The things that these guys condone is having multiple partners, sleeping with multiple people. Men can't be hoes. They're homemakers. It's very kind of like sick and demonic. Skeptic, what do you think about what that man said that he found religion and God, and then he was able to have a happy life with a happy wife?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Because I was in the church. I grew up in the church, got married in the church. My husband and I didn't kiss. Our first kiss was in the altar. So like we were
Oh,
rule followers. Like when I tell you my husband and I did the church by the church, we followed every rule. I'm a
Skeptic, I
rule
say that
follower.
because last night the girl we had on called Ratchet Christian, she's a beautiful girl, by the way. She said they waited till marriage, and the chat dragged her last night. And you took it even further, and you
Yeah,
waited
we
to just
not
have.
only
I mean,
waited
shout
till
out to
marriage.
you.
Yeah,
And
we
yeah, keep
not
going,
did it
Skeptic. How
by the
long y'all
church.
been married?
For 10 years. We married 10 years in
So
July.
there you
Yeah.
go.
So I mean, I agree with the spiritual aspect of it. I feel like my husband and I got to meet each other's like our minds before anything else. Like it was nothing physical. Like we weren't like there was nothing to lose. I could end the relationship. We could have been like when we got engaged, we got married like 3 months after that, but we had dated for a few years, and like there was nothing to lose. Like we could have broken up, and I would have lost nothing. I didn't put anything out there. He didn't put anything out there. We were both pretty stable, and then we got married, and like I mean it's been a good marriage, and I feel like that's what I want for my children. I want to teach them the same ways that we grew up and what we followed, and I feel like that to me seems to be the best way. I look at dating and I know that real world exists. Like outside of our bubble, there's the real world. Like my girlfriends in college did some wild things. I used to be like, go pick them up. They used to call me and be like, can you come pick me up? Like they can't get home. And I saw some crazy stuff. Like I sat in hospitals with some girls. I like saw some crazy things, and I wouldn't want my children to go through those things. If my children do decide to live that type of world, I wouldn't like excommunicate them or anything like that. But I've seen it firsthand how bad it can be to live a world like live a life with no rules and allow men to treat you like you're an object. Like literally it is what it is. So I definitely can see like why Fresh and Fit could negatively impact a man, because I think that it does affect men and women whether or not they want to admit it. Becoming that close to multiple people does negatively affect you. And that's just from like my like seeing people and watching girls be tore down, and the things that they go through. I'm not like there to judge them or anything like that, but like to be a friend and to see that firsthand is really sad. So I think like he is influencing young men to do bad things.
Enzo, that's beautiful that Skeptic shared that story. But is that real life? Is that really how dating goes? I mean, the reality is most men are not going to wait for a kiss or even sex. Let's be honest. Do you think that that's the right path that people should go on to avoid heartache?
I mean, if you want to follow the church, absolutely, that's the right thing to do. I was raised in the church myself, went through Bible study every Wednesday up until I was like 12 years old. But did I follow every rule in the church? Absolutely not. And that's great, honestly, Skeptic. That was
Yeah,
honestly great to hear that
that was a
people
beautiful
actually do
story.
that. Like I
Hmm.
always thought I was like, yeah, they preach this, yada yada yada. Nobody does. That's what I always thought my entire life, literally up until this moment. So to hear somebody actually did that, I applaud you. That is great. But
Hmm.
to some people, that's just not reality. I'm one of them myself. And it's a personal preference thing at the end of the day. Like if you want to wait till marriage, that's perfectly fine. You could do that. There's no shame on those people that do or that don't. Um, with what Fresh and Fraud, Mr. Myron Gaines teaches, I think it's absolutely terrible. Like, listen, I was that little shit back in the day that was talking to multiple women, sleeping around. I did all that. But then again, I was like 15, 16, 17 years old, not 20, 30, 40 years old doing that. Like it's so
True.
stupid once you get to that age. Like what are you really gaining? What are you just gaining a body count? You're probably gonna gain something else too by doing that, guys. Let's be honest. That's what I see that as. I hung around a lot of girls growing up, so I mean they held me accountable for that shit. Once I got a little bit older, they're like, yeah, this is not what women want at the end of the day. Like, what are you doing? Like Brooke, who's always on my live. I call her the mom of the group because she keeps me fucking in check all the time. Like relationship wise, I go to her. I mean, that's how it should be. Like you should keep yourself accountable and not listen to some idiot on the fucking internet who probably hasn't had a woman that he hasn't paid for touch him in years. That's what I see him as. Like I'm gonna take advice from some dude on the internet who has a beautiful family before I listen to some dweeb who's talking down on women.
Well, he got a woman, guys. He got himself some illegal lady, and this is not against anybody Hispanic, but I question this person that's with him. She's fresh off the boat, and he talks bad about immigrants. So to me, it's like that's another hypocrisy of his. Is his girlfriend that he has, who I don't even believe is his girlfriend. Kamal, what do you think about what he said? Do you agree or disagree?
Well, I mean, first I gotta play this sound effect right here because you know. There we go. You feel me? Second, I mean, I gotta be honest, bro. Gotta take some of that accountability, bro. You listening to a podcast called Fresh and Fit, and the motherfucker on there ain't even fresh. The other guy, I never seen him with a woman. He said he got a girlfriend, but I seen him in more beds with more white men than I done seen him in the bed with his own girl. I'm confused. Why would you listen to somebody like that? That don't make no goddamn sense to me. I mean, we know they spewing bad advice and stuff like that, but at this point, bruh got to take some accountability. He like, it's your fault that I done slayed all these women. I'm like, kind of both y'all fault. You listened to the advice, you drunk the Kool-Aid, and you wasn't happy with the end results. All right. I'm glad bruh found Jesus Christ and shit like that. You feel me? To get to get his woman. Congratulations. But I mean, if I was his woman, I'd be questioning, like, you really listen to this guy right here? Mr. I don't go back to Sudan to help my people Gaines? Like, look at bruh. He playing grab ass every time you see him in a picture with a white dude, but he telling y'all how to slay women. It don't make it make sense. You feel me? That's just how I feel. I'm like, hey, glad bro found Jesus Christ, but at the end of the day, bro, you gotta take some accountability, man. You feel me? Man, Kevin Samuels would have roasted, bro. He'd have been. So you gonna blame some people on the internet for what you do with your D? Nah, man. Nah. You know, but we already know goddamn Fresh and Fit be giving badass advice, you feel me? But it's that thing, accountability, you know.
Ray, what's your thoughts? You got married pretty young. You had a baby, right, in high school. So do you wish you took a different path, or do you appreciate the path you took?
No, having a kid young made me grow up pretty fast. I probably definitely wouldn't have went to the army if I didn't have a baby in high school. So I'm appreciative of that, but to give my own like person I dealt with a red pill story in my own life. So I was the old guy at work. I was doing delivery at Papa John's in the evening. So I'm the old guy, and I'm with all the young kids at like 19 and stuff like that. And actually, my supervisor was a trans, but it was a girl being a guy. But I don't know. But a guy that started the same day that I started, he was
Is it
like
a trans girl or trans man?
I honestly thought it was like a girl being a guy, but it was actually the other way around. I was like, you guys sure? But it's like, it's like gossip at work. So you can't say anything. It's like, but I'm gonna tell you what happened. So this kid, he was just like, really? He was like, yeah, man, me and my brother and Andrew Tate, he used to do Trump impressions all the time. He was a funny kid. And he was really like red pill, right? And then like one day I'm at work. So like you get a chore list every time, like So we rotate like who washes the dishes. So I'm like back there washing the dishes. I hear him and like the trans, they like whispering and everything like that. I guess they forgetting that like I'm in there. So I'm like, what are they doing? I'm like, it was a certain song that played. I don't know what song played, but like I like peeked around the corner and they noticed I was there. It's like, oh, this is that. So this guy is like extremely red pill. But then the rumor goes around the store that he was messing with the trans guy. So I don't know if that's a defense mechanism. I don't know what that is. That's my own personal story dealing with somebody red pill.
I got stories too, but I'll save them. All right, guys. That was a great talking about it. Now let's get to the meat of it. I'm going to play this clip of Donovan. He's a Manosphere guy. He breaks down the issues that Kevin had with Fresh and Fraud.
Also hit the algorithm, and they started to grow. Well, Fresh and Fit had been doing Fresh and Fit After Hours at the same time Kevin was doing his show. Kevin never had a problem with it until Kevin felt that Myron and Fresh's live streams were infringing on his audience. He said to me, Donovan, that is my time slot. He said this to me. He said, that is my time slot. I said, Kevin, you're one of my best friends. You don't own any time slots, okay? People can live stream whenever they want to live stream, number one. Number two, Myron and Fresh have been doing Fresh and Fit After Hours probably longer than you've done your late night show. So it became, now listen, I don't know what Kevin's motivations were. I'm not going to pretend to know because he didn't tell me. But my guess is that listen, it appeared to me like there were some economic reasons. He wanted, so Kevin asked me, he said, look, man, you got to talk to Myron for me. I said, okay, I'll talk to him for you. So I called up Myron. I said, Myron, look, check this out. Kevin is feeling some type of way. He's feeling some type of way about the time slot. And of course, Myron tells me what I told him. Hey, man, he doesn't own the time slot. He says, but maybe we can come to an agreement, right? So while they're hashing that out, Kevin calls me the next day, and Devin was in the car with me. Kevin calls me the next day, and he's telling me, he's like, Myron and Fresh still have that Amanda video on their live stream. They still have the Amanda video. I said, okay, Kevin, what's the issue? What's the problem? He says, they need to be giving me a cut of that revenue. I said, Kevin, you're on their platform. Like, that's their platform. Like, yes, people watch, the zillions of views and all this other kind of stuff, but that's on their platform. If they don't have a platform, you don't confront Amanda. You have to. He's like, no, they need to take the video down, or they need to send, guys, this is my hand to the man. My hand to the man. He said they need to take the video down, or they need to pay me half of the revenue from that video. So I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. Devin was driving. We were on our way to the bank, and you guys might remember this. You guys remember Devin's trainer, D, her dog, Nugget, had gotten hit by a car, okay? Her dog, Nugget, got hit by a car. We found out about it when we were actually in the bank, right? So on our way there, I said, Kevin, I'm going to get Myron on the phone. I'm going to get Myron on the phone. So I get Myron on the phone, and they're hashing this out, right? Myron's like, "Yo, Kevin, this is my platform, blah 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 blah." You know, they both made their choice. But in the end, Myron said, "Okay, here's what we'll do. He said, I'm going to pay you half of all of the revenue from here on out from that Amanda video." Kevin on the phone agreed to that. He said, all right, cool. That's good, right? So I guess Myron sent him, I don't know, I think it was like a $5,000 or $6,000, whatever it was. So Myron sends the money to Kevin. I'm thinking everything is all good except for the time slot. I get a call from Kevin the next day. He says, Donovan, the video is still up. I said, Kevin, didn't Myron send you the money? He says, yeah. I said, but wasn't that the point? He's like, no, I wanted half of the revenue and for them to take down the video.
So pretty much what I gather, they were encroaching on his time slot with the after hours. So people may not know they have an after hour show where they go and they find these prostitutes, women, and they talk to them and they talk about like issues, and it's like round table. And they've been doing this for years now. And they were doing it at 10 p.m., which Kevin Samuels would start his stream at 10 p.m. daily, Monday through Friday. So they were encroaching on his time. So first they were like, no, we'll start it at midnight. Then it still wasn't good enough. I'm going to play the video after we all talk about the one he's talking about that got them thousands of views. And goddamn, $5,000, if that's half of what they're making some good money. Gray, what's your thoughts? Do you think that Kevin had a right to say this, or do you think he was not being fair?
Well, being on a podcast, and collaborate with other podcasters, you have to like have some kind of agreement on what you're gonna do with the material. I don't know if that back then they have it like now where we have StreamYard where it can stream to both, but you got to have an agreement beforehand. I mean, if you bring somebody on and then you interview them and then you're expecting to get a lot of views, especially, I don't know if they paid Kevin. Those doesn't sound like they paid him beforehand, but it sounds like he paid him on the back end. Y'all should have had like some type of contract before it happened, or but people are going to collaborate.
And speaking of collaborations, thank you to Kelly Corinne. She has redirected her people here, so we really appreciate her. But sometimes it just is a simple thank you. Like, I appreciate Kelly. She's helped us a lot. I appreciate Dana with the data. She's helped us a lot. Maybe he just didn't feel that appreciation.
All
And
the
Kamal
guys
has
here have helped us a lot.
And the guys too. Let me not forget the guys. I'm about to get to that. Kamala and Zoe, Skeptic 2 has helped us a lot, but it's just a simple thank you. And maybe Kevin didn't feel that from them. Kamal, what's your thoughts? Do you think Kevin took it too far?
I would never say Kevin Samuels take it too far against a piss drinking hyena fragrance goddamn coon. I would never say he take it too far. No. But outside of all that, though, if you are on somebody else's platform, that is their IP in a sense. Unless, like what Gray says, you got to write up a contract. But with that being said, Kevin Samuels didn't take it too far. He should have took it further.
What do you think he should have done?
What else he could have done? I think he did all that he could have done. Really, he kept the same time slot as him. You feel me? He got paid from him, and not only that, you feel me? They didn't take the video down though. That was the only thing.
No, it's up. I'm gonna play it. It's up still to this day. The video he's upset about. It was him and this chick named Amanda going at it. Enzo, you think Kevin was in his feelings? What do you think as a man?
When it comes to Myron, I'm gonna agree with Kamal. He should have did worse. Should have went after him, took him down, took his time slot, took his audience, took everything from him, so we don't have to hear about this fuck nowadays. Excuse my language, but he should have did more.
Well, he did. He went on a tour trashing them, and we're gonna get to that. But yeah, he definitely, before he passed, he was part of it with this guy's named Abin Preach, and he was going hard at them. Skeptic, as a content creator, do you think they just weren't appreciative? What do you think the beef really was?
I think sometimes you can competition can kind of get the best of you, like that kind of seems to be a thing also on TikTok. I feel like, it's not like a zero-sum game. Like, I feel like there's always more people on a platform. You can always get more audience. So like, I tend to just try and promote as many people as I can. Like, I feel like we should all grow together. That's my mentality on things. So I always like, if anyone ever comes on my live, I'm always like, go follow them if you like what they're saying. Like, they might do a live themselves and you should support that person, So I feel like it's on the creator to give good content and therefore grow their own audience. That's just my idea of it. We had something like similar to this, and all I could say is like I can give advice on like what I do to grow my audience, and I can maybe give you some tips as far as that goes, but really it's what you have to offer for content and people whether they like that or not. Like you can either like or dislike Fresh and Fit, but they tend to like be pretty entertaining. So like if they're entertaining people and people are paying for that, it's making the money.
Skeptic, what's your favorite thing they ever did? Because you said you did research on them. Is there anything that they did that you liked or you agree with?
I mean, no, I didn't really agree with them. I just think they were entertaining. I feel like they would bring in people and sometimes they would say things that kind of made sense. Like it would be random, but sometimes they would talk to girls and I'd be like, man, she should take that advice.
Broken clock is right twice a day.
Right. Like majority of the time it's just like hatred and they're just trying to tear someone down. But sometimes they would say things that I'd be like, man, maybe sometimes people just need people around them to give them some sort of good advice. Like if you have no children and you're in college, like go finish your career before you, like I feel like that's good advice. So they would say crazy things, but sometimes that's why it was entertaining because in some sort there was some kind of off the wall logic to it. I don't think Myron's a dumb person. I think that he has a character he's acting out and that character makes him money. And so like I don't think he's authentic. He's not authentically himself.
No, I think Kevin was authentic. And that was what I've got to say. I believe Kevin is who he says he was on and off camera. But Myron, I think you're right. He's cosplaying. And the real person is a Fed. So let me play this clip. Like the kind of feds that set you up, for death or prison or I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. That kind of Fed. So let me play this clip. This is the Amanda video that he was talking about where he helped them out.
Man, I'm just a pretty girl and I don't think that I should have to accept less in life because I was born with different equipment. I think that's bullshit.
Well, if you're half a man, then you should understand this full concept that men don't care about fair.
I don't have to care about fair either.
No. Men don't care about fair or else we wouldn't conquer other people. You're of European descent. Your people are from the Caucasus Mountains, European descent. So
I am very white, yes.
That's fine. And some of them, and there's a lot, and between a lot of warring tribes, Germania, the Franks, if we cared about fairness, we would just let everybody stay on their land. Vikings wouldn't have raided and pillaged. England would have stayed on its island. Scotland would have been all right. Ireland would have been all right. Matter of fact, Hong Kong wouldn't have been a British protectorate for how many years? Oh, until the last, 30 or 40? Men don't care about fair. We conquer. It's winners and losers.
Straight up.
Right? You're half a man.
I didn't know that only men were part of conquering.
Well, name me some great female warriors that have dominated the planet.
Well, I mean, I'm learning new education here, which is only men conquer.
No.
I mean, that's what you're telling me, right?
No, well, see, what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to switch that. I'm asking about fairness. And I said about fairness. Why is fairness so important? You said because you're half a man.
Because if you expect something of me, I should be allowed to expect the same of you. And if you can't offer me that, you don't deserve to be in my life.
But that has nothing to do with fairness.
It has everything to do with fairness.
No, fairness means you get an opportunity. Fairness doesn't mean you get an outcome.
Oh my God.
You get an interview, not guaranteed a job.
No, you're not. But I work very, very hard to ensure that I keep it.
Well, if that's the case, you should. If that's the case,
right?
If that's the case, then if that's the case, you should be able to secure the things you want. So you should have no problem.
Obviously not. Not when men are out here believing like you don't have to be fair.
Well, those two things can't exist in the same place.
Women haven't even been part of human history. It's just men, and all we care about is conquering.
Well, no. You just said you work very hard, so you should get the outcomes. See, if hard work was all that required, then we would almost be guaranteed. Hard work gets you a ticket to the dance. It doesn't guarantee you the top spot. How many? Who lost the Super Bowl, guys?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Can you say they worked hard this year?
Very hard.
Number 2. Men don't worry about fairness. We worry about winning. And to the victor goes the spoils. Just like, you know what? How many times you've gotten to a club into VIP for free when some ugly chicks had to pay full price?
Is that my fault?
No. I've asked how many times it happened before you go down that path.
I mean, plenty of times in Miami.
Exactly, but that's not fair, is it?
Well, please don't forget I'm not from here.
But that's not the point, ma'am. That's not fair, is it?
I also don't care about those things.
But so you only care about fairness when it doesn't benefit you.
I just don't go to clubs that often.
But that's not the point. I asked you, how many times you've gone to a club where you got in and free, where ugly chicks or less attractive chicks had to pay? And you know that's happened. You didn't say, I'm still, excuse me, sir. Even though I'm attractive, I demand that you charge me full price. That's fair, right?
Okay, so because I into places and get
fair,
that means that I should get
fair. Before we go that, I'll answer your question if you at least answer mine. Is that fair?
Life isn't fair.
Well, if that's the case, you accept it in the sexual marketplace too.
It doesn't mean I have to accept other people's bullshit.
No. Well, see, the thing is, ma'am, see what you've proven, like many feminists and many women, you're okay with the double standards that benefit you.
That was the clip that he was arguing about. I guess it got thousands of views at the time. Gray, what do you think about, it's funny, he's talking about fairness and he got mad about this clip saying that's not fair. He ain't getting paid. What's your thoughts?
What was he mad because it was him talking to a trans? Was he mad about that? Because that's what it sounded like.
She said, yeah, what was up with that? She said she's half a man. I didn't get what she meant by that.
I don't know why he was upset. I mean, I guess Kevin Samuels made some valid points in that. But like, I just feel like it isn't the technology that we have now with software. So the problem is like on a real camera, and he like put it on the YouTube or whatever. Maybe he feels like I just want to control all my own content. I don't know why he reacted like that. I honestly didn't know that they worked together like that prior to this.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, for a while, and then he got sick of them. Enzo, do you think? What do you think about the whole fairness thing? Is it fair, the double standards? I mean, the fact that he's talking about fairness, it's funny to me.
No, I don't necessarily think his take on fairness equals like opportunity and everything like that. I thought it was kind of a weak point that he was trying to make that really wasn't landing well in my eyes. Yeah, that's really all I gotta say about that.
Skeptic, what do you think? It's funny he's talking about fairness and now he's crying about money.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't. I feel like unless the Fresh and Fit could have fought that, because I bet you could go to court if you didn't want to pay for that type of thing. Like, I feel like if it's on your platform and you agree to be on that platform, they kind of own that content.
I got another question, Skeptic. Do you think he would have paid them if they were women? That's my question I want to know.
If a woman would have asked to be paid because she made the
after the fact. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and let's say the video went viral.
I
Mhm.
highly doubt that. I wonder if that's ever happened before and they've not paid her. I bet it has. So these women put their
They
whole
claim they
face
don't
out
pay the
there.
people on their show. That's what they claim.
But also they find them on the website where women are looking for like men to pay them, which is crazy to me. Because like then you're basically taking out of the whole pool of women, you're picking a specific type of woman. They're already coming with a certain mentality. You know what I mean? Like,
So
just
they
from my
want the
experience.
prostitutes and the OnlyFans girls, and so they prove their narrative of what they think about women.
Right. Like it's not a fair chance to women because that's not the representation of all. That's like we go and pick up all of the men that we know are pimps and we interview them and we set up like this is all men. Like that would be crazy.
Our
'Cause we're excluding
players, like the big dog men, they got 5 girlfriends, 4 baby mamas.
Yeah.
Let's pick that. Like that's the representation of men. It's not fair. It's like the worst of the worst.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I feel like, yeah, that's what they were doing. It's like the same. It's like the equivalent to that.
Yeah, facts. Zach Briggs, great show, everyone. Have a good night. God bless. Thank you, Zach, for your support. Kamal, do you think, I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Skeptic because I just thought of this. Do you think if this was a woman, they would have paid them?
You talk about Fresh and Fit?
Fresh and Fraud. Yeah.
Not only would they have not paid her, they probably have made some content out of it and got more money. I think they would have did that. To be honest, if it was a woman,
Mm-hmm.
you feel me? That's funny. Y'all said something about that woman because she did sound like she drunk like a 6-pack of Budweiser and smoked a whole goddamn Black and Mild. I was like, God damn, her voice is super raspy, man. Goodness gracious.
She said something about being a man. But
yeah.
I don't know.
She said she's half a man, but
Yeah.
I feel like she was saying that because woman, technically, you know, we came from Adam's rib as women, you know, if you go back to biblical times. So we technically are part, you know, and I think XY chromosomes, we have like partly man chromosomes. So like I think that's why she said that.
Yeah, I think she
So
was
she's
being
a trans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was the other way around. Like the guy has the woman, then they become a man. I thought it was the other way around, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. Oh my God. Okay. Moving.
I'm pretty sure that's how it is.
All right, guys. So the next clip I'm gonna play, this is what I think started it. So Abba and Preach, you guys can look them up. They make the hardest content against Fresh and Fraud, and they've gotten millions of views. So they started this campaign against them in 2021, 2022, and they lost 40,000 subscribers. And Kevin was like, I believe everything. Let me play this clip.
All of the lies and the bullshit that came out about Myron and Fresh, Kevin took that to be the gospel. He called me up. He's like, Donovan, I'll never forget this. I'm in fucking Connecticut, filming Save-A-Ho. Kevin calls me up. He's like, yo, you got to separate yourself from these dudes right now. And I'm like, why? You didn't find out? Myron got a girl pregnant and he raped some white influencer. He crossed the line. They've got to go. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I said, Kevin, you know what we teach here in this community. We don't believe all women. He's like, Donovan, the proof is there. And I'm like, Kevin, bruh, these women could literally be saying anything. They could be saying anything. And then he said to me, and the people on Myron and Fresh's side, they're using your video to defend them. Remember the video that I did on Nina Unrated? Remember that whole shebang where she was talking about how creepy everything was? I picked that apart piece by piece. It was all cap. Kevin was upset with me for putting out a video defending my friends. He was upset with me for that. He said they're using your video to defend them. He said, you got to take that video down right now. I was like, you know what? I don't want to fucking deal with this anymore. And this was the wrong thing. I made the wrong decision. I took the video down. I did. I took the video down. That wasn't enough for Kevin. That was not enough for Kevin. Kevin wanted me to do a scripted out. He wanted me, and I'm not doing this to besmirch his name. We all have demons, right? Myron is, dude, Amru Fuddle, aka Myron Gaines, he ain't all peaches and cream, neither is Fresh, neither am I, neither is Kevin. This is just this is just how it went. So Kevin called me and told me, he's like, yo, you need to sit down, you need to write a script, get in front of a camera, and publicly separate yourself from Myron Gaines.
Did it freeze? I think it froze.
You're muted.
So yeah, guys, pretty much he was taking a hard swing at them, and I don't blame him. And also, you damn right, Donovan, you listened to Kevin because he was that man. Before he died, he was the man. Kevin, he was number one. Everybody else was beneath him. So it was like no competition. So of course he listened to him. And the other thing I didn't like about this Donovan guy, I've never heard of him. Maybe the other red pill losers know who he is, but it's funny, you waited till after he died to release this and trash him and to say, oh, Kevin Samuels didn't call me anymore. He never called me. He never talked to me. Because this is how they all sound. They all whine and cry when it comes to men. They have their tails stuck between their legs. But if it was a woman, they would confront her. Gray, what's your thoughts on the whole scandal? Do you think do you think Kevin should have had Myron's back? Do you think the rumors are true? I personally don't think he got anyone pregnant, let alone raped any woman, maybe a man, but not a woman. allegedly, entertainment purposes only.
I think when you get in this space, like, and you get to a certain level, you start making content about people within the space. So that seems to be the issue in this situation, and that he wanted him to come out and basically do a whole video on how he's not associated with Myron. So I mean, to me, Kevin Samuels was kind of a little bit too controlling in this situation, because it's just like, okay, this is a business. This person's trying to do business, but I guess he probably felt like you need to be loyal to me. So you're gonna talk. If it's gonna get views, a person might not care about a relationship with a person.
Kamal, do you agree? Well, this is what shout out to Kelly Corinne. She was just like, maybe he got sick of the way he was talking about, foundationally black people. I mean, because Kevin, he didn't focus his whole attention on black women or black men only. He gave it to everybody. I got to give him that. What do you think?
Nah, look at Myron started doing that anti-black shit after Kevin Samuels died. So
Oh, really? Good. That's good to know. So why do you think he waited?
He waited because people got tired of hearing that red pill bullshit at times. It's the same thing over and over again. Just Kevin Samuels knew how to package it better. And what I told you, he a comedian too, funny as hell. And he went after men and women. So, but it's only so much you could tell goddamn women and men about relationships, and you need to do this, you need to do that. It's like, okay. That shit start dying out. So then they went, that's why I think most of these people that come from the red pill, they come over, I think they grifting. Because now they want to talk about social issues, goddamn politics, and they all sound the goddamn same. So, and like I said, Ahmed Fahoud, whatever the fuck you say his name, Berber then started coming over to talk about social issues and politics. I say 6 months before Donald Trump got elected. Maybe a year. All them red pill content creators. Pearly Things, Donovan, that peanut head motherfucker we just listened to. This cocksucker got the nerve to say, man, you better not marry a single mom. First thing he did, he went to go marry a goddamn single mom that had like 2 kids, and she looked
That's
like
him. And is the woman white? The woman's white, right?
Yeah, she looked like.
Oh, okay. As long as they're white, I guess it's okay for them, because like that's their whole thing. Their whole grift is they constantly trash women of color, in particular black women. Myron Gaines says that the lowest woman on the totem pole when it comes to dating is a black woman. I'm not saying this. This is what Myron has said.
Yeah, he said that shit with his goddamn. Shout out to my boy, my brother Daryl, man. He do like he be pumping gas and shit. I can't, bro. Anybody that anti goddamn black, I'm on their goddamn head alongside the rest of my FBA family. Second of all, like what I really want to say is, I think that Kevin Samuels and I don't even think it was Fresh, because like I said, he ain't nobody.
Fresh does not like when he talks politics, because the biggest thing that he's talked about that has really hurt them is his anti-Semitism views, because he's extremely anti-Semitic. And I don't use that word lightly. Myron Gaines is an anti-Semite. He makes fun of Jewish people, talks about their nose. He goes in hard body. Like, I mean, I understand being pro-Gaza, but he takes it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, this shit be freaking wild. But like I was saying, I think Kevin Samuels had beef with Myron Gaines. And they did work with each other. That video you showed me, I ain't seen that video, but I seen Kevin Samuels at their studio, and I thought he would talk about that video, because that make more sense to be like, okay, I'll either give me some money or take this shit down. But it is known that Fresh and Fit did not start really getting big till Kevin Samuels started coming over there and sharing his audience with them. So that's what happened. And then
well, another black person hater is Tommy Sotomayor, and he keeps running around. He recently did it on Fatty's show, so shouts out to Fatty. He recently did it and said, "Oh, well, Kevin Samuel still stole my style." Like, he kept saying that Kevin Samuel stole his style, and he steals the things that he says.
Man, first of all, Tommy Sotomayor, aka Kuna Mayor, Berber got the same playbook as the rest of them red pill and they all fall under the black conservatives. It's like, did y'all all go to a fucking meeting? It don't make no sense. All you red pill, did y'all go to me like, hey, the numbers are going down in the red pill, so we gotta drift somewhere else. Let's just get into politics and just say we black conservatives, because that be getting hella views. And let's be anti-black as fuck too. Can't forget that. It's like they all got the same talking point. I'm pretty sure if you ever have on the panel, you did have somebody on the panel. Nasty Reverend. Bruh.
We do.
It's like
Monday and Wednesday nights. You can go check him out if that's what you're into. We do have that, unfortunately.
Man, it's just like I'm just seeing how they're doing things, and it's just like Tommy Sotomayor. First of all, Kevin Samuels didn't even steal style. Kevin Samuels was different than all y'all. You feel me? Y'all were more super degrading black women like a mug, and Kevin Samuels wasn't really with that. He even he was smash on white women that try to shit on black women on this show. He'd be like, hold on. First, I'm black first of all. You ain't gonna be doing that shit. You feel me? So it's just like Tommy saying that shit. They just be saying shit to get clout. That's what it be with me. You feel me? It ain't Donovan Sharp or whatever the F Berber name is. Same thing. Clout chasing. They be freaking clout chasing. And when it comes to clout chasers, they gonna stab each other in the back for clout. That's all I'm seeing.
And let me not say, unfortunately, everybody deserves a voice and a place. So, Enzo, what's your thoughts? Do you what do you think about that? Do you think it was like petty about the whole money thing? And do you what do you think about that?
No, I don't think the whole money thing was petty. Like I said, I think Kevin should have did more towards Myron, because yeah, I'm just sick and tired of hearing about him and his voice and anything about him. The clip where Kevin said like you need to distance yourself. I'm gonna sit here and say maybe Kevin had credible evidence to say like that you need to like distance yourself. I mean, you're not gonna come across like that and say, hey, do this to get away from this person if there's nothing there. I mean, didn't just everything the beef and everything that they had too. I mean, that probably played a big part into it. So I'm just gonna sit around and say I believe Kevin, and they should have did that. But I mean, it's kind of weird that he did it after he died. Like, why didn't you put that out like immediately? Like, why'd you have to wait?
Skeptic, he brings up a good point, and I feel the same way. Why do you think he took such a hard position when the rumors were coming? Do you think he knew something, and what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. I feel like I, number one, wouldn't have associated myself with Fresh and Fit, but I think that sometimes you have to like be around someone to really get to know them. And like, again, to me, they're not authentic people. Like, although I may not agree with Kevin Samuel's way that he spoke to people and the things he said, like, at the end of the day, I feel like that was authentically him. Like, I feel like he really was like, you can do something that's wrong, but you are authentically trying to help someone. You may not come at them the best way, but I think authenticity is key there. And with what Myron is doing now, the way he's trying to transition over to politics to me seems very fake. And I do think that there's a fad. There's multiple fads that go on. One of them being people jumping on the conservative, like train, being that it gives you so many views. And that especially like with Latinos, like it's so weird to hear someone speak against their own community that it's like everyone loves it, especially those that want to hear those negative things and want to hear you say negative things about your own community. So I feel like I do see a lot of that. I feel like some people are authentic, others are not. But I think ultimately I believed the things that came out. I don't know if the girl was really pregnant, the one girl from China, but I was all
That was
in.
Fresh, not Fit. Yeah, Fresh.
Oh, I didn't even know. I didn't know that Myron had someone come out pregnant also.
That's what
But
they claim.
the things that were coming out about the things they were doing, like these women, the way they were treating them, and like to me was very like wild. I would like I could have never like that could have never. But yeah, I feel like they had it coming. Like karma does come back, and I feel like it ultimately did, and they lost. I feel like the majority of their audience because they were taking advantage of these young men. Like young men were idolizing them, which to me was wild. So I feel like they deserved you know, to lose audience. And I feel like the reason why Myron's doing what he's doing now with politics is because they're struggling with Fresh and Fit.
Facts. I agree. They're definitely struggling. And also it was fit, to be clear, but yeah, I mean, it definitely is a scam, a grift, because what they have is they have like this pyramid thing called the Castle Club, and these young men can buy memberships to talk to them and get advice, and they also pay for consulting, which is wild to me. So this next clip talks about this is
Wait, hey, no, can I say
fit
something
talk.
real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Raptor Crazy, proof of what? Y'all gotta be more specific, man. Especially you goddamn Myron Gaines Glazer. I know you're a Myron Gaines Glazer. I'm already knowing. Y'all was in my chat earlier. I'm sorry, no. I'm about to get into how I be on my show. God damn it.
It's okay. You can say it to them because I know they're going to come hard for us. That's what they always do. Anytime we post about them, they're worship. These are the worshipers. These are the people that pay for Castle Club, literally thousands of dollars to go meet them in a boats or different random places, and it'll all be guys and the fake prostitutes they pick up. But anyways, so this clip right here, it talks about basically this is Myron Gaines addressing Kevin Samuels, talking down on him pretty harshly, and this is after he passed away.
The way they dress, the everything, the way they talk. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. That was my number one red pillar. Where he was perfect. What do you guys think?
Do you think
Should I give him the crown of the highest level?
What? Do you think Kevin Samuels was assassinated?
Yes, I do. 100%. In a video game or whatever.
I will say pretty well.
He was changing black consciousness so fucking fast.
Here's the thing. Me and Kevin didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things, but the last thing I'm going to do is bash the man when he's passed away, because after he died, the one thing I saw that infuriated me was I saw women literally rejoicing that he passed away. And I was like, at that point, I was like, you know what? Nah, this is a bigger mission.
Too. A lot of black women.
Yes. The weave hats came together. So I fucking said, you know what, man? I'm not going to fucking pile on here. I'm going to keep his legacy alive, regardless of our personal indifferences while he was alive. But yeah, I mean, it was strange the way he passed away. He was banging a nurse, basically.
Oh, was it true on Viagra?
I don't know, but I will tell y'all this because I spent time with him. He did drink a lot of energy drinks.
A lot of Red Bull, yeah.
He didn't exercise as much as he should.
For an image consultant.
And he didn't eat a very good diet.
So do you think he was assassinated?
I don't know, man. He did have
Wait, did you guys ever have problems?
Yeah, bro. It got pretty bad. He tried to end us. He actually worked with fucking Anus and Reach.
What are you lying to me
bro,
for?
Wait. Tell me this. What's the lore?
What are you talking about?
Y'all want the lore on this?
Yeah, quick. Let me read these donors and let's see good stories.
Yeah, guys. Hey, listen, I need a 50. How about this? Let's get a $50 super chat, and I will tell y'all the backstory right here on Sneeko's stream. But y'all gotta support Sneeko first. Okay, guys.
And as soon as you punch her, mine's gonna turn.
Come on, can I tell the story?
Like, why only?
Damn.
Why only once? So it's a test, right? Just get on top of it. We're kidding.
All right. So here's the story. Basically, long story short, guys, what happened was there was an issue. I'm going to sum it up for your audience so that they don't get bored or whatever. But there was an issue between us and Kevin Samuels and the time slot. He wanted a certain time slot. We abided by it. We said, all right, cool, bro, no worries. And we were pushing our show back for the time slot. Then I quickly realized that it wasn't necessarily about the time slot. He just kind of didn't want to work with us anymore, and he didn't want to collab, which, I get it. I guess he might have thought that we were trying to infringe on his territory when in reality, we had two completely different types of platforms. He was bringing, older, more mature women on, one-on-one on Zoom calls, kind of consulting them and making fun of them. We were bringing on, young girl bimbos in Miami in person and roasting them. So it was a completely different lane. It wasn't the same. And Kevin was targeting mostly the African-American community. Maybe he felt like we were overlapping with him. That's fine. He's entitled to feel that way. But what ended up happening after that was, since we had this rift, right? He, when Abba and Preach started talking shit about us, he went ahead and did a collab with them right in the middle of the beef. Now, mind you, he had not done a collab with anybody that he had worked with prior to that. So he only did a collab with Abba and Preach because he saw it as, okay, this is a chance to go ahead and attack Freshfield while they're down. They're losing 40, 50,000 subscribers. Right. Let's go ahead and, use this as an opportunity. God. Yeah, I know. But with that said, we had a lot of, same friends. I did hang out with him, on like one or two occasions, and he was a cool guy. I guess we didn't see eye to eye or whatever. And when I saw
opinions, right?
Yeah. And the ideas were fantastic. And at the end of the day, I'm going to give the man his flowers. The only thing that sucks is that we never hashed it out before he passed away. And I was working on getting it hashed out, guys. I had reached out to Donovan and tried to squash it or whatever, because I did have a lot of respect for Kevin. But I mean, I guess he saw us as an enemy or whatever. And he lined himself with Abba and preached when all that bullshit happened to try to destroy us. But I'm not going to go ahead and talk poorly about the man.
Right?
Huh?
Did he know everything that all the accusations were lies?
No, he believed it.
Really?
He believed it, but it was in his best interest from a business standpoint for us to come down, to go down. So, and I don't share this too often because I'm not trying to put him in a bad light, but we're on Rumble. They asked for it. That's the real story, guys. But I don't have any resentment towards him because I think if he had lived longer, we probably would have hashed it out.
If he lived longer, he would have hated Abba and Preach.
Probably, because Abba and Preachers go where, whatever they can make money. So we're talking shit about people, but it is what it is. And then when I saw all the women pile on talking shit about him after he died, I was like, God damn, like it was bad, bro. So I was like, I'm not going to be one to pile on and talk about this man after he passed away. We're going to keep his legacy alive versus talking shit about him, even though he aligned himself with opposition number one. But again, it is what it is. Like it's really, yeah. It is what it is.
To me, it was a breath of fresh air seeing a black conservative channel that the Breakfast Club would talk shit about him, but they wouldn't drop the name. And everyone's like, oh, the whole black.
A breath of fresh air. That's what all the white racists say when they hear black conservatives talk. That's cool. Show evidence. Bro, I just played the clip where you heard it out of Myron Gaines' own mouth why he had issues with Kevin Samuels. Everything I've said tonight has been factual, and this clip proves it. Kamal, what's your thoughts?
Man, we got a Glazer in the chat, man. God damn, rapper. He sounding like he typing with his elbows. God damn, bro. You Myronites, bro. You making the Myronites look bad, man. God damn. Second of all, repeat the question again. God damn, I got distracted from this goddamn dweeb over here.
I got distracted too. But
I said vegan weed going in.
Yeah, I'm out here.
I mean, no, I'm just saying, like, I've just proved, that clip proves everything. You know what I'm saying? I gave you guys two sides. I gave you Donovan's side. Only person's side I can't give you is Kevin Samuels, RIP. So obviously there's something he witnessed and saw for him to believe it. Because you guys heard him, Myron, say he believed it. So there's truth in some of this, unfortunately. Do I believe he probably got some girls pregnant? No, but I think Kevin was like, look, I don't want to be attached to this. I want to help men and women. And these guys are going in the direction where they're just straight trashing women. That's where I think he was going towards. And now after he died, it's funny you say that, he then now trashes black people. And so what I was saying at the end of that clip, he's like, it's refreshing to see black conservatives. I don't think it's anything refreshing when a black person is talking down on the whole black community. And that's pretty much what a lot of these conservatives do, in particular the red pill black guys, unfortunately.
That should be sad as hell, and I just kind of look at it like this is first of all, the Sudanese Sambo, he should never say a butt ramming joke, bruh out here talking about anus and reach. Shout out to Alvin and Preach, man. They got a great ass channel. I used to watch it back in the day. But yeah, never say a butt ramming joke, bro. That's crazy, man. You've been in more beds with white men than white women. That's crazy. But second of all, I think Kevin Samuels was what I don't know if the allegations were true with them, but certain behaviors he probably saw and was like, all right, I'm not really messing with it. And let's be real, when you talk to people behind the scenes, he probably felt that anti-blackness from Myron Gaines. I know he said something to Kevin Samuels crazy, and Kevin's like, all right, I don't know about this, you feel me? So that's what I'm thinking.
Gray, what do you think it is as the other FBI on the line?
Well, what I was listening to where he was saying was there was a scheduling conflict. And like with us, like we were doing the election, going on Judge Joe Brown podcast regularly. And even though we're just a tiny channel, you still didn't want to like schedule at the same time as them because people are jumping from channel to channel and subscribing to channel to channel. So you don't want to like have that conflict. And they probably had that same conflict where people on both channels and then you're streaming at the same time. So I see why Kevin Samuels was upset. So that's what I heard from the situation.
Who dogged on Kevin? We said good things about Kevin. We just gave Kevin praise, even though he said some cringeworthy things about women in general. And I don't want to say because he wasn't like Myron in particular with one group. Um, Enzo, what's your thoughts? Do you think it was a scheduling conflict? Do you think it was straight disrespect? What do you think the nail in the coffin was for their relationship?
I don't know. It's hard to see. I don't think the scheduling conflict was really that big of an issue. I think there's something deeper in that. I don't believe a word that comes out of Myron Gaines' mouth whatsoever. So unfortunately, we're never really gonna get the real story on what really went down between them. We're just gonna get yeah, Buddy's dumbed down version to make him seem like he probably didn't do nothing when in reality I watched that video. I'm just like I'm seeing so many holes in it. Like he's acting real defensive about it. He's trying to like make himself look better than what it was. And I mean, bro, and then you're doing a stream with Sneeko. I don't like him either. So I don't
Oh, you
believe
don't fuck with
anything any of
Nico?
them said. What? I don't fuck with Sneeko, bro. I don't fuck with none of them.
Yeah,
The
me
only
neither.
one that I like out of them is Aiden. Aiden is the only one that I like that's in that like
Why
little
don't you
group.
like Sneeko? Sneeko's actually
I
my
just don't
favorite.
like him. I don't know. There's just something about him I just don't like.
Laura's trying to
Okay.
get him, is trying to get him on the podcast, just so you know.
Oh,
Oh,
for
I mean
real?
that would be dope.
I mean,
That would be dope. But
fingers. I'm not gonna say who the connection is, but I'm. Shout out to the person. You know who you are. I don't want to put you out there, but fingers crossed, it's gonna happen. Dot all the I's, cross all the T's.
that'd be
Fingers
cool
Man,
crossed.
that he'll be on here though.
man, F Sneeko. That motherfucker
You don't like
anti-black
Sneeko
too.
either.
Hell no, he been saying anti-black shit too. All
He
these
does
motherfuckers say
win.
anti-black shit.
I've never heard him say anything anti-black.
Man, he talking about what about the black on black crime in Chicago type
Oh,
shit. He
okay, then I trust you.
talking about all this other shit like, oh, black, cause I'm black. You feel me? I could say
He
nigga
doesn't trash women
or
as bad as them, or does he? Am I missing something?
Is he what?
Does he trash women as bad as they do?
Nah, he don't do that shit. He kind of toned it down since he got some of that shit
Banned.
taken down. Yeah,
Hmm.
but he be on that bullshit too, man. And the only one I didn't know in the clip, well, I did know him. I knew him from getting his ass whooped by a
Who
dude
is
that
he?
worked
The white guy.
in the middle.
Yeah, who was he?
I don't know him, but I know he got his ass whooped by a nigga in a church shirt and some church shoes. Brother, like he was ready to go party in Miami, and bro in the middle came like some shorts, ready to throw down, and got slid all over them streets. That's how I know, bro. I don't know anything else from bro, but yeah, he was in the clip getting his ass whooped.
Yeah, shout out. Things did get deleted. I get as many clips as I can. I wanted to get Kevin Samuels talking about them, and I can't find it. So if you can find it, you let me know. Skeptic, what's your thoughts? What do you think about his version of what happened? Do you believe? Women's have women intuition. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I feel like if you follow their advice, the advice that they say on how to treat women isn't all like I wouldn't have stayed in a relationship like that. Like no way. So like just like from what we've heard, like even if I don't have to do a deep dive, just what the things that they say, like the man can go be unfaithful to the woman and the woman should just take it. The man should go and sleep with so many women. Like just all the advice that they give is bad advice. Like if you just followed that, I feel like you'd be in a worse position than just being single. like so I can see what they're like speaking on. I can see that being part of their personal life, and I can see that being like negative, leading to something negative. Like just from watching people date and dating in the way that Myron and Fresh and Fit have basically advised, because a lot of young guys were dating that way. Like just from
But they treat men different than the way they treat women. Skeptic. Do you think they treated Kevin Samuels good as a friend, or do you think that they treat? You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much what it boils down to. How did they make Kevin feel? Because Kevin felt so bad to the point where he was believing rumors and gossip.
I could definitely see what Kamal said. Like just like me from like I hang around a lot of Latinos, like Mexican people. And like I can tell when a person like all skin folk ain't your kinfolk. You know what I mean? Like I can tell a person right off like when there's like something weird, So like I know we have a few friends that like I don't know about them. Like it just seems like they're not, they don't care about the community. and they would be the ones to give like say some crazy stuff, so I definitely could see there's probably some more background that we don't like. You don't get to see that because you just see what people put out on the internet. But when you go behind closed doors, even with people that are like, supposed to be like public figures, I know a lot of people that are public figures that are like not good people in like private. Like I can't stand in private, but in public they're super nice and they give off this allure like they're something that they're not. So there was something there that we didn't see, but I feel like I believe it.
True. No, that's what, yeah, exactly. All right, guys, we're down to the very last clip. This is basically saying the manosphere is dead when Kevin died, or the black manosphere. Let me play it.
Really dislike to even say this, but the truth is the truth, and I kind of had to say it. The reason why the black manosphere died, right, is simply because Kevin Samuels didn't put his people on. Just going to be honest about it. He became famous. He blew up. He didn't, extend the ladder back and put his guys on, and it died. That's just what happened. Once he got into, into the mainstream, he didn't bring anybody up with him. And that's the cold hard truth. I hate to say that shit, but it's the truth. And, for us, we adopted a little bit of a different mindset where we're going to blow up and we're going to bring everybody up that came alongside us. And I've seen, everyone go off on their own and, build really successful independent channels. Everyone here is well over 100,000, where, before that was unheard of in the manosphere, right? So I think from this point forward, right, sticking together and doing periodic podcasts like this where guys are able to comment on culture, current events, etc., because things are changing rapidly. Every year, something new is going on, right? 2020, it was a TikTok boom. 2021, it was a pandemic and dealing with that. 2022, oh shit, Trump is going to run again. Like, every year, there's like a new thing going on. And the thing is with the red pill, it's not just women. It's the truth in general, right? You can apply it to so many different endeavors. So, that's what I noticed was, the one thing on the Kevin Samuels legacy that I wish he did was put on his people. And he simply didn't. He simply didn't. It's just the truth, and it sucks. Maybe he didn't have enough time. Maybe that was the plan before he passed away. I know that he had something going on, but what I will say is when he did those Nicki Minaj collabs, when he did those big events, there was no shout out to anybody from the sphere. And it kills me because like a guy like Donovan Sharp platformed him like 80 times, and he never shouted him out. And I always was like, what the hell? Right. And I was like, we're not going to do that. So I think, we absolutely need to stand united and do periodic shows like this.
Skeptic, saw you making a face. Is the manosphere dead? What do you think? I mean, he did a lot of mumbo jumbo. He talked about politics and like jumped around and pretty much proved the point you said that it's a trending thing and that's what they're on.
Yeah, and I also I feel like it's not true from the aspect of I don't know if you guys know that guy. He's from the Manosphere, the Saint and the Sinner, or something like that. I don't
Yep.
really know what his name is, but he is still here and alive and like kicking. He's like very cringe for sure. Like he flew all the way to Romania to go see Andrew Tate and then wasn't able to go see him and had to get back on his taxi and go back to his hotel, which I thought was like such a cherry on top to me, like for the whole Manosphere thing ending. But like he's like friends with Myron and them. They've had him on Fresh and Fit. So I feel like people tend to look at someone from our community and want to act like we're a monolith, but we're not. Like one person doesn't speak for all of us. So I feel like Fresh and like Myron shouldn't even be speaking for black men in general. Like he doesn't like for the majority of it, the things that he says is so like racist and anti-black. Like I don't know why he continues to like include himself in the community. Like to in my like way I look at it, people that don't want to be part of our community should exclude themselves and like go be your own self. Because like how do you speak against your own community and then try to speak for your community? It makes no sense. So that's not true. Like I just named him off the top of my head and I don't even know people in the manosphere. So like, I'm sure that there are plenty of other people out there. You can't just place all of that on Kevin Samuels. Like that's a wild thing to do.
I mean, Kevin's been dead 3 years and we still hear these idiots yapping. Kamal, is the manosphere dead?
It ain't dead, but shit, that shit weak as hell right now. It ain't popping like it was a couple years ago. Kevin Samuels was alive. You feel me? And I'm sorry, I'm getting Myron fatigue, man. First of all, this motherfucker got the nerve to say, "Oh, Kevin Samuels didn't help out his people." Motherfucker, you not helping out your people. There's a civil war in Sudan. You got all that money. You ain't sending none of that back to your lineage. Shut your cocksucking ass up, bruh. God damn.
You didn't really talk about Burkina Faso like that.
He don't say nothing. He just silent about it. He's silent about all that shit. That's why I'm like, what? I know you ain't talk about. And second of all, bottom right corner, the white dude, Roland Tomasi, I guess he supposed to be the creator of Red Pill or some shit.
Really?
He shitted on Kevin Samuels when he was alive. I'm telling you, they all be shitting on each other. The angry man in the middle. Don't know much about her, but at this point, I think this motherfucker an idiot. Brett had the nerve to not even know what woke mean. He basically said woke was created by the liberals.
But the truth.
Wait, sorry, I'm gonna let you talk. I just want to put up on the screen. Who's the creator of it?
Right
this
here.
guy on the bottom,
With
the bottom
beanie,
left or
right?
right?
With the beanie?
The skull cap.
Black
Yep.
Beanie is
Roland
supposed to be,
Tomasi. He wrote a
the
book on that shit.
Godfather.
God,
He's the father?
Right. Yep.
Damn, Skeptic,
He's
you know a
supposed
lot
to be
about
the
this.
Godfather. Yeah, like I'm telling you, I watched the Red Pill. I was like fascinated by the way that they're so lost. Like, are you serious? But yeah, Roland right here is supposed to be like the Godfather of the Red Pill, supposedly.
Yep. He wrote a book on it.
Okay,
now.
so who's the other dude you were talking about? Come on, now that I have it on, because I'm trying to follow along with what you're saying.
Bottom middle, angry man. I don't know much
Oh,
about
Angry
her,
Man.
but I done heard him on a couple panels. He alongside with the black conservative, anti-black, stupidest motherfucker, man. He said, "Oh, woke was created by the liberals." You dumb motherfucker. Woke was not created by the goddamn liberals. If anything, I know she ain't created, but damn it, Erykah Badu created woke. If we're gonna go that route, she got it in songs and shit in the early 2000s. Bro, talk about I heard woke from the liberal in 2020, and that's when woke was created. God damn, you sounding like the rest of these idiots that's trying to remix Black Fatigue, woke. Now we got Myron Gaines trying to remix Red Pill. He like, Red Pill is for telling the truth. No. You motherfucker said that Red Pill is when you swallow the red pill, you know the truth about women. It's not about truth about everything. You said it's about women, bruh. You and the rest of your little flunkies. God damn. Like, remixing everything, man, this shit be irking, but at the same time, it's like, when you get on the panels with these dudes or whatever, you supposed to troll their ass. They trolling and grifting. Come on. They all trolling and grifting. It's right in front of our face. Like, that's why, like, when they be trying to get people flustered and calling people names and ad hominems and all that shit, man, shoot it right back to them. Call Myron Gaines a goddamn camel piss drinking, eating hyenas every other third Sunday. It's okay, you can say that because they trying to talk shit. You feel me? Like, and I will say something about Fresh, but I guess he's fresh out of here. Bro, was he even part of Fresh and Fit? Bro didn't hardly ever say nothing when
He could barely talk.
Man, god damn.
And so, what do you think? What is Gen X say about, or Gen Z say about all this? What's the thoughts? Like, is the red pill dead? What's the manosphere like?
I mean, now looking at the whole red pill movement, after this like latest allegations with Andrew Tate, yeah, I see it dying. Because like when I think of red pill movement, I think of him immediately. That's the first person I go to. I think he's the face of it all. I don't care about the grandfather time over in the corner over there with the beanie on. No, I don't think he probably knows anything about it. I don't know who he is, but I'm just talking shit. But yeah, since that last like allegations and everything like that, I was seeing him everywhere on like Instagram and everything before that. Like now you don't hear about him much anymore. Nobody really cares now. So I think people are finally getting the fucking point that it's like bullshit, that it's just women hating and stuff like that. So I mean, I would hope it just dies out so Myron can just go like live his life in a corner somewhere where nobody gives a shit about him on platforms or anymore. Yeah. So
Hey Enzo, you know what's crazy, bro? Andrew Tate don't even consider himself red pill though. He talk about that shit. No, he don't consider himself red pill. It's wild. Like
I
I
didn't know
know where
that.
he's coming from.
Yeah.
You
He
think of
makes
Red
fun of
Sox,
them.
Andrew Tate, you feel me?
Yeah.
Fresh and fit
But
and all.
one thing I'll say about Andrew Tate is he at least made kids. He at least has he believes in keeping women kept. He's about that life. Those red pill guys, they don't believe in like paying for their wives and taking them out and doing those things. Myron Gaines is like he thinks fine dining is a scam. Like he puts down those things down. Um, Andrew Tate talks about giving his woman a good life. I don't agree with a lot of things Andrew Tate says. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying the difference is at least he's like, let's show them out, show them a good time. And I will say, if I was to choose who to go on a date, I'd go with Andrew Tate any day over Myron Gaines because I believe he talks a big game. That's what I believe. I believe he talks a big game, and I believe because I've watched him on videos, he's very chivalrous. He's very respectful. Now, do I believe he's choking women out? Probably. There's literally text messages. I'm not defending him by no ways, but I believe he's very. If I was to say, give me a choice, who would you want on your podcast? Andrew Tate all day. I believe he would be very respectful. I believe and he's actually very smart. But Myron, he's just an idiot. Like it's all. I believe it's a grift. I believe Andrew Tate is who he says. That I believe. I don't believe it's a grift. I believe he's who he says, and I'll die on that hill. But I think he's disgusting to little girls and women. I'm not saying he's not, but that's where I'm at. Gray, what's your thoughts? What do you think? Is the manosphere dead?
There's a lot of lost young men out there, so I think it'll always be a demand for someone to fill that void. And then as far as people hating their own culture, yeah, it's a lot of content creators that are taking a route of I'm gonna just talk down on my people, and then like I'm gonna get a million views, and then I'm gonna just cash out. So that's just the wave. So content sells.
Facts. Well, guys, this was a great productive show. I'm going to have everybody go around and say their closing thoughts. Skeptic, as always, let everybody know where they can find you and what's your closing thoughts about tonight.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok, and we just recently are trying to expand our YouTube. So you can find me on YouTube at skeptic.tiktok. And we talk about politics the majority of the time, but I do want to kind of expand from that and kind of start talking about other social issues. So hopefully here soon we'll start changing. And I always say, don't let anyone trample on your constitutional rights. So that's all I have for today.
Oh man, y'all go check out Skeptics Live, man. Her lives be jumping. I went one day. She had like 600 people in there. I was like, God damn, girl. Okay. I didn't know there was this many leftists and Democrats and Trump haters out there. I'm just kidding. No, no, no. It's a fair live. She lets everybody up. All right, Kamal. You had a lot of energy tonight. I couldn't keep up with you. What's your closing thoughts? And thank you for coming again.
My bad. Maybe that vegan weed ain't working. Maybe need to go back to just regular shit. Allegedly, we are on YouTube. You know. Anyway, shout out to the new party. Shout out to all y'all on the panel. I appreciate y'all. I like y'all viewpoints and stuff like that. Also, in my chat, I got the link to the new party channel. Y'all go over there and subscribe. You feel me? What do I have to say about this? Damn, I done said a lot. When it comes to the red pill, I don't think it's dead, but it's most definitely in critical condition. Also, when it comes to fresh, shit, y'all could just go see my thumbnail and see how I feel about bruh. Just go see my thumbnail, bruh, barely in it. He a non-factor. Call yourself fresh and wear the same weak ass turtleneck on every show. Goddamn. Then we got goddamn the Sudanese Sambo. Bruh, man. I'm just so sick of this mother effer. He got so much to say of who ain't helping who ain't doing this for who, blah, blah, blah. But you ain't helping out your own lineage. And no, we don't claim your lame ass. We foundational Black Americans over here, and you mad anti-Black, and you probably still a Fed because you know it's a damn fraternity. Once you in, you always in. You feel me? And let's be real. You need to leave your girlfriend because you don't really like her. You like white man meat, bruh. Stop playing with yourself, bruh. You feel me? And then RP to Kevin Samuels, you feel me? The reason why I like what Kevin Samuels was doing was because at the end of the day, and he even said out his own mouth, he loved his Black people. He loved his Black community. I know it was a little harsh how he came at it. You saw he came at that man that was 5'3" or 5, whatever the hell he was. He said, "Yo, bro, you short, but you fat too. You can't be both. You can't be short, fat, broke, and no ambition." And it's like, hey, sometimes us men, I ain't gonna say black men, us men need to hear it like that. We don't play sports. At least we all tried to play sports. You feel me? Some of us succeeded, some not so well. But yeah, we gotta hear it like that. You feel me? So RP Kevin Samuels, and it most definitely was a beef between Fresh and Fit. I think it was more of Myron Gaines had and Kevin Samuels. And like I said, in front of the camera, they saying certain things, and I think Kevin Samuels was really trying to save face for him too, because it was like, like he was believing the allegations, but I'm pretty sure Myron Gaines was being mad anti-black and then said some slick shit, and Kevin Samuels was like, all right, man, you on that? I'm gonna tax your ass. And that's what basically happened. He was just trying to tax their ass. And he was trying to let them down kind of easy. You feel me? But like I said, RP to Kevin Samuels. Did I agree with bruh 100%? Hell no. If you agree with anybody 100%, you a goddamn fool. But I love what Kevin Samuels was doing, and he really did love his black community and love his people. Unlike the goddamn camel jockey Sudanese Sambo who don't give a damn about his people, because right now it's a civil war over there, and I'm talking about that shit more than his goddamn musty ass. I'm done. Sorry, y'all.
No, it's okay. I like the energy because you had more energy than me, and I was hype about this when I found out. Enzo, you're going live. What's your thoughts?
I don't know what else I can say after Kamal just dropped the mic and completely just man. Hey, listen, vegan weed, bro. Good shit. No, all I can really say is it was a great episode. This was a great refresher than talking about politics because I'm burnt out myself. Yeah, I am gonna go live though, but yeah, Myron, just please just fade off into existence. This whole red pill shit, just fade off, please. And it's crazy that me as a white man, I talk more about Sudan than you do. Like, what are you doing? Help your people, bro. That's all.
Oh,
damn. Okay. Gray, what's your closing thoughts?
I think the moral of the story with this is don't do microwavable content. Do content that takes a lot of critical thinking, and that these guys, even with Kevin Samuels to a point, they were doing just shock content. So I feel like if you actually think and research and try to like give valuable content to your subscribers and your followers, you'll have a much better return and you'll actually make a difference. Are you gonna take it off of me?
No, yes, I'm trying to look something up. You were like, I thought you were gonna go longer. Oh my gosh. Well, guys, my closing thoughts are this. Thank you guys for coming tonight. We will be live streaming tomorrow at 12 noon with our continuous Diddy coverage. Mia, not Mia, part of our cast, but this anonymous person named Mia took the stand today. We don't know who she is. I actually have the scoop tomorrow. I'll be sharing. I think we figured out who she is. I think I figured it out. But so we'll be covering that. But we will also be going to New York City next week, June 2nd and June 3rd, covering the Diddy coverage in person. Hopefully, I'll be able to find me a homeless bum to pay in the line to get inside. No, but in all seriousness, I will get inside, and I will be giving you guys coverage. So we will continue our coverage at 12 noon. We'll also be back next week, Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. We will be holding it down. We'll be doing some IRL content and we'll be filming live in person on site in New York City. So that is to come. I'm very excited about that. But in regards to the red pill, I think I laid it out here regarding the red pill that it's a grift, number one. Number two, men are supposed to uplift women. Women are supposed to uplift men. And anyone that's telling you otherwise, don't get married, don't do these things, that is somebody you shouldn't listen to. That's not someone that you shouldn't be respecting. I think that people replace the red pill and these podcasters and any entertainers, they replace them for the relationship with God. Ephesians 5:21 says, submitting yourselves one unto other in the fear of God. Wives, submit yourselves unto your husbands. So anyone telling you not to respect women or respect men, you shouldn't be listening to them because they're telling you to go down a wrong path. And lastly, Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. I hope the truth comes out about your death because I have lots of questions. And God bless. Good night, and everyone have a
Hey guys, we've got something big coming up. We're headed in person to cover the Diddy trial on June 2nd and June 3rd, and we need your help to get there. As you know, we are now celebrating our 1-year anniversary, so it's an exciting time for us. We'll be making exclusive in-life content, interviews, updates from the courthouse, and behind-the-scenes moments you won't see anywhere else. This is about more than just one case. It's about getting the truth out there, accountability, and bringing our community real, unfiltered coverage straight from the front lines. If you rock with what we do and want to support independent media, hit the link below and drop something in the Cash App. Cash App below. Please support us. Every dollar counts. Travel, lodging, care. And we're doing this for the new party team. For always supporting us. Let's make some noise.